Budget 2 started around 2016. It never used to be there. It is because of poor planning on the part of the government, as Honorable Ondo has said. But I want to say that an increase of 9 billion in recurrent budget under supplementary 2 is not something to consider lightly as a modest increase. Because we have just a few days to June, I know this money has already been spent under Article 223. And that is why the Honorable Chair, I am proposing an amendment to the PFM Act. And it is already, I think it should come for the first reading soon, to bring out clear procedure of spending under Article 223. Parliaments need to be involved and to be given days to consider requests from the executive. This idea of giving blank check to the executive to spend at will and just seek for post facto approval must just stop. Remember, Mr. Speaker, that Ruaraka land, and I keep on repeating it, the committee rejected that expenditure under Article 223. And it remains that Parliament rejected it. But what happens? The money had been spent, and it is in billions. So, Mr. Speaker, we must have post facto information from the executive to Parliament through Committee of Parliament, through Budget Committee, that this we want to spend under Article 223 on this and this and this, and allow 14 days for Parliament to consider that. Nothing would bring Kenya down in 14 days, really. After 14 days, if Parliament will have not dealt with it, then the executive can go ahead. Again, a decrease of 34 billion, and I wanted also the chair to listen to this. A lot of this expenditure that is being reduced under capital expenditure, you have rightly put, is usually under development partners funded projects. But the problem is usually not the development partners. And Mheshimiwa Oundo will sit with him in Public Accounts Committee. Actually, the problem is the counterpart funding from the GOK. That is what is stopping and blocking all the projects that should change the lives of Kenyans, which are supposed to be funded by donors, some of which are concessionary loans, some of them are even grants. But because the government of Kenya cannot meet their part of commitment, which in a number of cases is not even 10% of the project implementation cost, that needs to be addressed. And you have rightly put it, appropriation in aid. We have been, in fact, when I was in the Budget Committee, we were moving towards insisting that the government tries to remove this idea of appropriation in aid and have most, if not all, revenues collected and to go to the consolidated fund so that it is expended properly. Because the moment you allow this A in A's, the most MDGs will, most agencies will just under-declare. Because they need more money from the exchequer, they will under-declare their own source revenue. Mr. Speaker,